evening, everyone. Welcome to Cosmic Brew. Tonight, I have an amazing podcast. I believe is going to be super amazing. I have Larry from Fresh Mouth Club, Brian Tseng, who is a common joiner with the Cosmic Brew, Brian Tseng from Full Disclosure Now. So, yep, I'm so excited about the show. First off, I want to make a disclaimer. We do not give medical advice here. Also, this is for entertainment purposes only. Take what you need. Yes. Take the information, do what you will with it. Hopefully it'll be informative and bring some value to your life, and you may consider making some different choices. And that's why we have Larry here. Larry, welcome. Welcome to Cosmic Brew and Brian, both of you.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be on. Great.
Very good. You want to tell us a little bit about yourself and who you are and what you do, so we can, yes, thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah, so I'm Larry Overhue, the founder of Fresh Mouth Club, and we're an advanced oral healthcare cleaning system, kind of like to call it. Our centerpiece product is our toothpaste. We do a non-fluoride, non-toxic toothpaste, which may be a bit of a surprise to some people, but yeah, toothpaste has got a lot of poison in it. Not good for us whatsoever, of course, for entertainment purposes only. But yeah, and the big one being fluoride. So we're pretty heavy against fluoride. I started my kind of journey through all this stuff, and probably late 2018, right about pretty much when we were putting the company together. And as we were kind of assembling it and putting things together on it, a lot of people ask me like my background. I'll give you a short synopsis of it. I come from healthcare. I was actually health insurance, to be more specific. I ran one of the largest insurance agencies in the country. We had about 4,000 agents nationwide. We did an amazing job with insurance. We made a lot of money. We did really well. And the Obamacare movement really just kind of destroyed my agency. Almost overnight, actually, it was pretty bad. So one of the things that, luckily I had a little foresight into everything and got involved in dental insurance. So a lot of ancillary or supplemental insurance products. Tried to kind of supplement off because I kind of anticipated something might happen with the healthcare. So, and it did. So our dental insurance became pretty much our forefront, and we still operate a dental insurance plan today. And my company's kind of turned into morphed into that, and then we do some administrative work for some other larger insurance companies with dental and stuff. So that kind of became what we did. So insurance has been great to me. It's also been really bad to me. I've gotten beat up pretty bad in the industry, and it was kind of. I know you guys don't like to get political, and I'm going to stay out of that as well, but it kind of came political. It's like, depending on who got in office and whether I made money or not. So I said, that's this format's just not working for me. So I really had to get involved in something outside of insurance. And so I kind of went to what I know, and we thought, well, the dental insurance, what if we designed a product that would be preventative and do a lot of really good things for our mouth? So we started really investigating, and the first thing I did was, by the way, is go out to the insurance companies because they had a relationship with them, and I said, hey, if we designed a product that would literally, and we could have proof that it would actually do good for us in our body and our mouth, is that something that we could market to all the insurance members that you guys have? And so that was actually the goal, was just to get into their database of clients so that we could basically market kind of an overnight success kind of a thing. We would just blow this thing up, and they were very open to it. They said, absolutely, if you can give us the studies and stuff like that. So we went and do kind of a deep dive into dental and all kinds of stuff. Actually, initially we looked at fluoride. To be honest, we were looking at like some fluoride basic stuff. I never once wanted to get involved in making toothpaste. That was not my intention. As a matter of fact, we were just going to use products that were already available. And so we started looking at them and trying to identify the best one and why it was better. So after digging in, and actually about 3 months of really investigating fluoride, and myself and Tony, Tony, kind of partner with me in it. We were both just like taken way back. It was like, my God, I mean, it was just like a rabbit hole. It's like you go down and it just goes, holy cow, this stuff is just awful. I mean, not anything about it is good. It's literally a byproduct of toxic waste. That's what it is. It's toxic waste. I mean, the EPA labels fluoride as hazardous waste. And actually, it comes from the aluminum and phosphate fertilizer companies. When they manufacture aluminums and phosphate fertilizer like Roundup, the waste byproduct of that is fluoride. So, I mean, it's waste.
So Larry,
this is...
Okay, excuse me just for a minute, guys. Yeah. You guys go ahead. I'll be right back.
Sure. Of course.
Okay.
Larry, I wanted to make a couple of comments here because having you and Tony as vendors at our conference, the 2024 Full Disclosure Now conference, and then having you as sponsors and vending again at the 2025 Full Disclosure Now conference next July means a lot to Ida and I and others in the community, because your experiences that you just related there and the way that you're building your company and what it's about, it's really part of what I and others would call the new earth economy. And then also, it's funny enough, you're talking about fluoride, and then, that immediately rings a bell of Operation Paperclip, how the bad Germans, they won World War II, as we know, and they have their old breakaway secret space civilization and space programs, Nachtwaffen. And they definitely made it a point as part of their infiltration of the United States military and political governmental leadership to stick fluoride in as many water systems as they can, and they have. And you also mentioned, this kind of boom in this bust cycle, depending on who is in office and how frustrating that could be. I mean, not to mention it's your livelihood and your financial well-being for you and your family. And here we are in a new era, and we just talked about with the new incoming administration how potentially RFK as the head for the Centers for Medicaid Medicare Services, he's already announcing, not even before inauguration for the Trump administration, that he wants to take a tilt at fluoride. Can you comment on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's awesome, and I think we're really, like you just said, New Earth. I think we're really heading into that, and I think that this administration is going to be a big part of it. I really do, and I have for a long time. And I don't want to get political in the show, but I mean, I think that's a big part of it. And there's been a huge movement, and I think Robert Kennedy is just a really awesome person to head up this. I had an opportunity to meet him at some of the. I did your show, and your show was amazing. Loved it, and I get. It's kind of funny because, I talked about this on with Rob too. I mean, I just kind of started getting into the UFO community and and stuff. And I mean, I've been in it kind of all my life. I mean, I've always believed in flying saucers, aliens, and all that stuff. But doing the shows, I mean, I got really heavy into political shows. So I'm really big in those circuits and.
So Larry, are you now referring to things like the truther and the patriot movements?
100%. Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Okay. And this is wonderful, actually, because when it comes to the full disclosure movement, that is kind of the next thing. Is once you have the direct experiencers more on the ET, secret space program, deep underground, MyLabs, side of things, linking them up with the patriot truther side, many of whom are probably, we're going to find out, have themselves been in the programs and may not even know it yet.
Well, it's kind of funny because I come from a perspective of, I've done the truth. I'm heavy into truther movements and the political and the patriot. And then I came into the alien, and it's kind of funny because the truthers and the patriots want nothing to do with UFO stuff.
Some of them, because I consider myself. I'm definitely on the truther patriot side.
Yeah,
and on the disclosure side.
I'm not saying that truthers in general don't do it, but like in shows,
there are some.
You go to the shows, and the hosts or the producers of the shows, they don't want any of it.
Oh,
and it's kind of funny because it's like, okay, well, and I get it, that's fine. And then we come over, and I'm not saying that you guys did this too, but a lot of UFO guys don't like it either.
What you're saying is, for example, there are people in the Patriot Truther movement who are trying to expose how 9/11 was an inside job,
Yes.
You know, how what W Trade Center 7 was very obvious. And so they want to focus on that. And they don't necessarily, at least those people, like, you know, architects and engineers for 9/11 Truth, don't necessarily need at this time to be affiliated with the aspects of the disclosure movement, talking about ETs and secret space programs, because of that. There's this whole credibility factor. And it's a lot easier for Johnny and Jane Public to swallow and understand and grok eventually 9/11. And then once you get 9/11, now maybe we can deal with ETs and secret space programs.
No. And actually, it's kind of funny because 9/11, from the truther side of it, that's kind of an indicator. So, like, a lot of times when you're talking with people, you talk about 9/11, and you know, you ask people, it's like, well, what do you think about 9/11? What do you think there's anything behind that? Why? And you know, the people that aren't part of the movement, they'll just say, no, it was just a thing that happened, a terrorist event. So that's like an indicator, you know, that those people really aren't awake.
It's a litmus test.
Exactly, a litmus test, like 100%. So that is, you know, that those people are in it. And I'm not saying that all those people are like against UFO stuff, but they just don't go down those holes. And then on the UFO side, the UFOs, a lot of them, they don't want to get political at all. They're like, we don't really want to go into that stuff. People don't realize that these are so intertwined. All of this is relevant. It's kind of like at your show, Laura Eisenhower. I mean, which, man, that's the first time I've ever seen her like in person and met her and stuff. She's amazing. Yeah. I mean, hats off to you having her there. I mean, wow, to me, that was probably the pinnacle of the event. I mean, just meeting her, talking with her, and listening to her, it was just blown away, like really. And she's somebody that, you know, obviously her family she grew up in politics, you know, her father and everything, you know. So I mean, her
great grandfather, yes.
Great, yeah.
So, but you know, at least just great grandfather was a great.
I believe it's her great.
Wow.
Great,
okay.
Yeah. Okay. Back there a little bit, but yeah, I mean, you know, so she grew up. Yeah. And
Laura,
you know,
Laura's amazing.
Laura's awesome, but she kind of draws a little bit of that politics into it. But you know, being in all of these movements, like myself and Tony too, we've done all these shows for the last, you know, 4 or 5 years now. We've been kind of traveling, doing shows and stuff, and kind of picking up all of it. It's kind of like when you do them all, it's kind of like, man, this stuff, it's all connected, and it really starts to really make sense when you start to put everything together.
Now, let's talk about your product and the conferences. Oh, go ahead, Ida.
Yeah, I just want to chime in for a minute. So for those that are listening in, welcome. And those that will be listening to the on YouTube, just very quickly, just going to share a little bit of a closer look at the effects of fluoride. Fluoride, commonly added to drinking water and dental products, has long been praised for preventing tooth decay. However, growing evidence highlights potential risks when overexposed. Dental fluorosis, white spots and pitting on the teeth due to fluoride excess during childhood. Bone damage, long-term exposure can lead to skeletal fluorosis, joint pain, and weaker bones. Brain health. Studies suggest fluoride may impair brain development in children, potentially lowering IQ. Thyroid issues. It can disrupt hormone balance, leading to hyperthyroidism, which I have Hashimoto's, although I've cleared that up. That's another thing I can talk about. But pineal gland, the fluoride accumulates in the gland, possibly affecting sleep and melatonin production.
And the pineal gland that's a favorite for our community because that's our third eye. And so, yeah.
Absolutely.
Fluoride's a major contributor in calcification of the pineal gland, behind aluminum and glyphosate. Those three together will destroy the pineal gland.
And then cancer concerns, links to bone cancer, OCS, I can't say the word, OSTEO.
Osteoporosis.
No, OSTEOSARCOMA. Whatever that is, I don't know how to say it. Sarcoma, I don't know. Remain inconclusive, but raise red flags.
Well, a sarcoma is a cancer.
Yeah.
So,
anyways, and I can keep going. There's so many.
Yeah, there's so much behind fluoride. I mean, fluoride.
Yes.
I mean, they put it in our water in 1940. So, and it actually it was from the military industrial complex is the one who did this. So, fluoride actually is a little known secret. Fluoride enriches uranium, which makes bombs blow up. So without fluoride, we can't make bombs.
Well, it also eats through concrete.
Oh yeah, it's highly corrosive.
And Larry, I don't know, we didn't get into this. I don't know if I mentioned to you at the conference, but I used to be a dental assistant. I worked for Dr. Scavenge, who taught at Georgetown University for 18 years. I was a dental assistant, and he said to me, Ivy, you have a bridge of teeth like no other. I've never seen a bridge of teeth like yours in over 18 years that I've been teaching. And I had really good teeth. Now, over the years, I've not taken care of my teeth. Now I do, but there was a time when I just didn't give my teeth as much attention probably as I should have. And I know that there's a lot of money in dental, and even pulling wisdom teeth is super toxic for the body. It disrupts the entire body when you have wisdom teeth pulled. People don't realize that. So they get us right around 18, 20 years old when the wisdom teeth come in. So the body is still not fully developed, and it creates a lot of difficulties in the body that people 10 years later call it one thing and find out it had something to do with something either by using fluoride throughout the years or having some kind of procedure that may not have been necessary, that kind of stuff.
Right. Yeah, I mean, our teeth are interconnected to every part of our body. Every single tooth has an organ, basically. So, it's the meridians that it flows through that connects everything. So if you have decay or problems in your mouth, or you're taking in toxins, that'll deliver right inside of your body. That's why when you have a deep cleaning, your doctor will give you antibiotics to protect your heart, because that goes into your heart. Actually, I mean, believe it or not, I mean, the recent studies, about 30% of heart disease patients can be traced back to the toothbrush. So that's actually how toxic those things can be. So there's a lot going on in our mouth. I mean, toothpaste is one, but even, we want to make sure we take care of it, because it's kind of the gateway to our soul, or the gateway to wellness is what I like to more call it. I mean, because this is stage one. I mean, we're intaking things into our mouth, and it feeds our gut, our mouth biome feeds our gut biome. And also, like I said, we're interconnected. All that stuff is getting into our body. And that fluoride, actually, like you said, fluorosis is the number one cause of tooth decay in America, by the way. So that is the number one cause of tooth decay is fluorosis. That's caused by fluoride. Nothing else causes it. And if we're bombarded, it's in our water, it's in our toothpaste, it's in our cookware. The average American gets about 10 times the safe, if there is a safe level, safe legal doses, as is with their material. This is with their material. So we're over fluorinated as it is. I would say we shouldn't have any. Every single, everything is based on one study done in 1940 by Dr. Hodges. And that one study has what's fueled everything as of today. And actually that study has been debunked like 50 to 100 times. I mean, it's been challenged and proven that no, since fluoride's been introduced into our water and our toothpaste, dental cavities have increased sharply. I have charts and everything that'll show it. So it has not helped us whatsoever.
Larry, let's talk about your products, or one of your products. This is one of my favorite. Is your Ocean Mint Nano Silver toothpaste. It's fluoride free, of course.
Right.
And as a father with a newborn daughter, I'm really glad to have this, because we've got a pretty good clean water supply here that's not fluoridated, thank God.
Good.
And if you could tell us a little bit about this, and maybe the response that you've gotten over the years, that you and Tony have been running the conference circuit, and how that's been.
Sure. So, go back a
Larry,
little bit.
do you mind to put your screen down just a little bit, because we just see the edge of your head over top of your skin.
Better? There we go.
Much better.
Yes. So going back originally, like I said, we researched fluoride, found out it was like horrific, which it is. I mean, it's terrible. But we immediately went and then checked out like your all natural or holistic toothpaste, and that's kind of the route we were going to go. And then after finding out that really that stuff's not great for us either. And that's because all that stuff lacks the ability to kill bacteria that causes tooth decay, gingivitis, funguses, and things like that, all of which live in our mouth, believe it or not. I mean, our mouth is the filthiest part of our body. We do need to cleanse it, but putting poison in our body probably isn't the right way to do that. But currently, that's the only thing that does it. Now, fluoride does kill those things. It'll kill you too, but that's beside the point. Now, the all natural stuff, the problem is it doesn't kill that. So we're really just kind of moving it around and shaking it up, and that's not a good thing. We do need to purge it. Now we have good bacteria and bad bacteria, so we want to maintain the good stuff, but get rid of the bad. So what we developed is a product that did just that. So we use a silver, colloidal silver. If your listeners are familiar, or we do a nano silver technology. So silver itself, the silver's metal. Everybody knows what silver is. Silver is not a heavy metal, which is bad for our bodies, like mercury or lead, which are toxic. Silver is what they call a noble metal. So noble metals, and silver's not the only one. Copper is another one. So is gold and palladium, some other metals as well. These are minerals as well as metals. That's not true with everything, but they are minerals that actually belong in our body. Silver happens to be a pretty big one. In higher concentrations of silver in our body make us more resistant to sickness and illness. Silver is the #1 booster of immunity that we can take into our body. It beats vitamin C. So silver boosts your immune system more than vitamin C does. And vitamin C is great for us, but silver is the cornerstone of our immunity. So we need silver. Now, we used to get it from plants and planting, farming, and stuff like that. Of course, that doesn't happen anymore. Everything's over-processed, manufactured, everything's a GMO. So we get very little minerals, including silver. So we need to supplement with it. Now, some people supplement with colloidal silver and get it from health food store. But a lot of people, if they take it, they usually take it when they get sick, which it does help. It shortens durations. It keeps you healthier, gets quick, over the sickness. But if you take it every day as a supplement, you just don't get sick as often. So it actually fights off and fends that. So our toothpaste does that as well. So as you brush, you're actually getting that in your system. But silver's the strongest killer of bacteria known to man. It obliterates all bacteria, germs, viruses, and fungus, all of which are in our mouth, and it purges all of those things, but it does not kill our good bacteria. And that's because it's a mineral that belongs in our body. So it plays nice with the good things in our body. It's the only thing that I know of that does that. So it purges the bad, not the good. So it gives an uneven playing field for the good bacteria. It allows it to thrive, and it doesn't allow the good stuff to take hold. So it's amazing for our mouth biome, which is super important for our whole body, because again, everything's connected to our mouth. So it does a really great job of that, and it actually can help reverse receding gums and tooth decay. It actually, when we first got into it, I didn't know a lot of this stuff. We just put it in there for an antibacterial, but it also, silver's a healing agent. We use silver nitrate in the hospital for burn victims because it literally regrows skin tissue. And it actually heals faster than anything. So if you got a wound, if you put silver on it, it heals faster than anything else that we have available on the market. And it kills the bacteria as well. So, it's super beneficial that way. So in our mouth, those properties transfer over. We do a nano silver base. The nano silver is so small, it penetrates the interior of our teeth. When it gets there, what it does, it interacts with the dentin in our teeth, and it actually starts to heal. So it heals our teeth from the inside out, so it actually sheds new enamel. So it will actually heal cavities naturally. We've had people that had cracks or cavities literally heal over in about 4 to 6 weeks. It takes away, teeth sensitivity, gum sensitivity. It helps rebuild your gum tissue as well. Those are two things that your dentists say that's not possible. Your gum tissue and your enamel, once they're bad, they don't come back. That's just completely not true. And silver actually helps facilitate a lot of that. We've had amazing results with it. People writing in testimonies of healing cavities, cracks, and things like that. So
what's the response that you get from the mainstream dental profession? Much less at the conferences. Like when, do you ever go door to door to the dental offices in the dental complex or medical buildings, and what's their reaction?
I was tired of getting beat up. I tried that at first. Dentists are pretty close-minded on this subject. Now, I will say over the last year or so, more and more dentists are starting to open up. And I think that's the case. I think a little bit more dentists are starting to, get a little smarter. The problem with dentists is most of them are very egotistical, and they're the smartest guys in the room. It's like doctors, right? Same thing. I'm not saying that dentists are evil. I'm not at all. As a matter of fact, they really, truly believe they're helping people. But they're using what they've been taught and they've been indoctrinated in school And just what they've been taught is just not right. And, this is provable. And I try to tell dentists, why do you have a group of your peers that have completely turned their back on the American Dental Association? Like, do not abide by anything they do. Those are biological dentists and the best dentists that you can see, and the most expensive. Why did they defect from you and go this route? That's because they actually did a little bit of work on their own, and they went out and they researched it, and they said, geez, guess what? This isn't good. We've been taught the wrong thing. And I think more and more dentists are starting to open up to that, saying that, this might not be what we've been, sold here. It's not that.
I'd like to respond to that for a moment, because we know that the medical doctors, and including the dentists and most major surgeons, all are trained by the pharmaceutical companies.
Yes.
So there is an agenda behind that.
100%. American Dental Association and the American Medical Association are both owned by the Rockefeller Foundation.
There you go. And interesting that you talked about, this United Healthcare thing that's going on, guys. I know you probably have seen that, but I find it very interesting. And I'm probably going to want to do a show on that alone one day.
I know coming out on that.
I will. We have some info on that. And this is a subject near and dear to my heart, because I used to organize doctors for 8 years with a medical association out of San Francisco Bay Area and throughout California. And the in terms of I'm sorry, you guys are I literally
we were talking about the doctors.
Yeah, that's right. The United Healthcare. That's right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was linking 3 steps in my mind that I got decoupled.
You're
there.
fine, Brian.
So with United Healthcare, that gentleman, Louis G. Mangione, apparently was a very intelligent, gifted athlete, or is
very wealthy.
Wealthy, right? Went to Yale, I think, and yet he has some medical condition that's starting in his lower back area that is leading to excruciating pain, and then he's having trouble getting treatment. And this,
are we talking about 2 different things? I think
that's the guy who shot the United Healthcare executive.
Oh, I see.
Right.
So his motivation looks like he is someone who has would otherwise have a promising life ahead of him, assuming he would get the medical care that he pays for and deserves, and that any first world nation should be able to afford its citizenry, especially if it's private healthcare. And he was getting rejected, and so it turns out that United Healthcare has the highest rejection rate of like 31% in the industry right now, and a big reason why is they were utilizing AI software to just rubber stamp a lot of the denials. Right. And he was in the middle of being deposed for some kind of legal actions around these shenanigans with the AI.
I think there's a combination of things. What you're talking about there, I don't know if you read too, that the bullet itself had deny,
depose,
and deliberate, or something like that, which is actually a book about the healthcare industry and how their first line of defense is deny it, and then dispose it, take you to court over it and make you fight. Most people won't do it; they'll ban it.
And then defend, deny, depose, defend.
Right. And I believe me, that's near and dear to my heart. I worked in insurance. I worked with United Healthcare and again some other big companies as well. And a lot of things aren't good. And insurance companies do make a lot of money off denying things. But I don't know. That to me, in my opinion, that's kind of a red herring. I think it's just kind of thrown out there because here you're talking about a guy that's worth about $150 million. He's worried about an insurance company not paying for his claim. Now it could be.
I think there's something much deeper going on.
Something much deeper, and it also came out that that there was a lot of insider trading that United Healthcare was involved in. Lot of it. We're talking about billions of dollars here, and he was part of it, and so was Nancy Pelosi. So,
and her husband.
Already linked her.
I'll send you this article, Brian. It's quite
San Francisco. There you go. We're coming back to San Francisco as well.
Yeah.
So I think that there was way more to it than that. There may be a part of it, and I think that there definitely is, because insurance companies are really bad at that. I mean, they make people jump through hoops to get their claim paid. Of course, they take your payments like, that's easy. They'll take anybody's payments. That's real great. But when it comes time for them to pay out, they're not so great on that. So, and I think that there's, we're in for a big change in the medical field. I think it's changing already. Much like the dental, I think that doctors and dentists are waking up to the fact that our entire system is built on fraud. I mean, prescriptions and surgeries and all this stuff, all this is preventable. I mean, cancer, how many, I shouldn't use that word. What was it, the C word? The C word, there's been hundreds of cures for the C word throughout history. And if you look back, all you need to do is look at it, and all these people have been unalived,
So Larry, Penny Bradley spoke about this at her conference. Something, I think it was the 1954 Military Secrets Act. And any technology that was sufficiently advanced to have like military applications, it could be disruptive. The military and government had the ability since 1954, at least formally, to literally neutralize whoever, however. And so this again, this now in terms of your products, where do people go? Like, how do they get involved? Like, how do you how do I go about ordering more Nano Silver toothpaste for me, my wife, our daughter, and our household?
Yeah.
Well, we're basically we're online mostly. We're subscription based, so we can just put you on a program where they ship it to you like 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever you want to. You don't have to. You can just buy it individually.
What's your website?
The website is freshmouthclub.com. All one word, no spaces. Freshmouthclub.com. And they can go there. You can order ones or twos. You can order a subscription. Our subscription.
I just subscribed to get the mouthwash and the toothpaste, and I'm excited.
Yeah. And we give it to you cheaper, and we give you free shipping if you do it that way. Otherwise, you don't. But still, so we just incentivize you, but we'll give you a little cheaper price and give you free shipping on it if you do it that well. But I mean, pretty easy.
Will you let me share my screen and then walk me through this, Larry, because I have to order more myself anyway. So if I'm just here at the beginning, where do I go to?
So go back to the top, up on the top there, you see store, just click the store.
Okay. Awesome.
And right there, those are, at first you get all our kits. We have electric, we have manual.
Okay.
We do the mouth rinse as well. That's in our main kit, or you can just get toothpaste and rinse. You can get toothbrush and toothpaste. Or,
good. The child subscription is going to apply. For me, what I want to do at first is I'm going to come back. I'm going to bulk order your toothpaste. These are my favorite, actually, the Ocean Berry. And I'm very definitely happy with it. I recommend it to everyone. I'll bring some into my local dentist because the less fluoridated people around me, the better.
Well, I'm prepared to
This is self-interest
because I have clients that come see me for ionic detox and PMF therapy. And I told her, give me a little bit, because I had a couple clients that were interested. I said, I'm getting ready.
You're detoxing people, and it's like you're detoxing people, and here they are using toxic toothpaste. It's like
that's it. No, but they are open to their
exactly, and they're not. In your case, you're helping them. Yeah, you're educating them.
They're out there. That's the thing. So I'm going to add it to my website and and see how
it really does, and it helps heal. I mean, not only is it non-toxic, which is super important, but it actually works. I mean, you get a fresher, cleaner feel with our toothpaste than you would with any other toothpaste.
And that's why I like it. That's why.
Can you tell us about the mouthwash? So the mouthwash, you put how that works.
And the mouthwash is, I mean, it's small, so it's a concentrate.
I've used the toothpaste up, but I haven't used the mouthwash because I forgot how I'm supposed to do it.
Okay. Yeah. The mouthwash it's a super concentrate. So the silver content in the mouthwash is really high. It's a 100 part per million nano silver. Nano silver is a lot different than colloidal silver. I mean, they're the same basic concept. They do the same thing. It's just that nano silver is a pure particle silver, where colloidal silver is mostly ions. So it's not pure. It's not actual particle. You're going to get a little bit of particle in a colloidal silver, but mostly ions. It's just the process that it's made, electrolysis with rods and water.
Let me share my screen again. I'm over here on Larry's website.
Mm-hmm.
And just take a look here.
And with the nano silver technology, it is much different. So it's all well, that's nano silver. That's a straight supplement. That's your mouthwash there. So the process to make nano is a lot more technical. You can't make that at home. That's done with plasma generators and over underwater arcing. I mean, it's a pretty sophisticated process. But what you get is a very, very small particle, but it's a pure particle. There's no ions. Particles are non-reactive, so they'll pass digestion, which colloidal silver won't. And it's just it kills rapidly. Where an ion of silver will maintain the same properties of silver. So when it comes in contact with a bacteria, it kills it, but it also kind of dies itself. So then it's gone. Whereas a particle will kill and kill again and again and again. So that's where it's a lot stronger. It stays in your body longer, and it's way more effective. Sure.
Let it talk. You guys.
It's kind of like how people buy, for example, underwear that it has nano or silver thread.
Silver, yeah.
And the silver thread helps to fight the mold and bacteria and prevent the stink a little bit.
Well, right. They're actually coming out with a lot of like fabrics and stuff. You can buy towels that are silver, and I have some. And what's amazing is, like if you take a towel and throw it in a corner in your basement somewhere, your perio switch awesome stuff, that will start to mold and actually smell bad. You do that with a silver one, you never get it. I mean, they're amazing. They're really amazing.
Because the bacteria and mold interact with the silver and it dies, but the silver itself doesn't degrade.
I need to say something real quick. I had a client that called me today because she's been exposed to mold and has candida, mold, and one other thing. So she wants to come start getting treatments with the PMF, which is absolutely amazing for these types of things. Brian, you didn't get to try the machine. Larry had a session with me.
I did, it was really nice,
But I still have this, and I used the toothpaste up, but I didn't use these guys up. So
I waited. I didn't go through it with Brian. So the rinse, that's okay. So the rinse, like I said, is 100 part per million, so it's very strong. So all you need is about 4 to 5 drops of that in about an ounce of water. So about 4 to 5 drops, that'll raise your silver content about 20 parts per million. You rinse with that. You can swallow it or you can spit it out either way. If you swallow it, there's some additional benefits. It passes digestion, kills bad bacteria in your gut, but not good, so that's a good thing. So it's super healthy for you, but some people can't get past it. That's fine. But it's enhancing the silver rather than rinsing it away. So that like kind of helps embed it into your mouth after you're done brushing. And then don't eat or drink for about 10 or 15 minutes. After that, it's fine. So that's kind of the process with the rinse. And that rinse, what it's designed to do is kind of like enhance instead of rinse away that excess silver in your mouth. What you held up there for a second too was the perio switch. That's a newer product for us. That's actually a pretty amazing product. We've done some huge things with that. That reverses periodontal disease, which is kind of in the name perio switch. Periodontal disease is incurable in modern dentistry. They'll just put you on an antibiotic regimen. We've reversed that in about 3 months with continued use. But it does an amazing. Well, you use that. There's a couple different ways to use it, but how I use it myself is I typically will start with that. So you give yourself 2 to 3 pumps in your mouth. You swish it around. Kind of almost like as an oil pony. That's what it's designed to do. You kind of switch it around for about 2 minutes. It's got really powerful stuff in there. Now, it has 7 essential oils. It has frankincense, clove, wormwood, white thyme, black seed oil, sesame, pheromone 5, ATP, copper 1, niacin, and then we ozonate it. So it has a very high concentration of ozone, which in itself is super powerful. Ozone's amazing. So ozone is made from oxygen, but it's one of the most sterilest substances known to man. So it obliterates bacteria, germs, viruses, and fungus. You're talking about fungus. Ozone is amazing for that because it destroys like a napalm. But see, it's made from oxygen, 3 oxygen molecules bound together with electricity. But it's a very unstable molecule and it falls apart. But it falls apart in our body. So as you're swishing with it, it destroys. And then it oxygenates, which oxygen's literally what heals our body. Our cells, our tissues, our organs, our bones are all healed through oxygen. And when you get all that excess oxygen, that actually starts to heal. So it destroys bad bacteria, germs, viruses, fungus, and it heals. It's amazing stuff. It actually helps with gum regeneration. It actually helps with a tooth that needs a root canal. If it's not horrific, it can save a tooth. That's even your biological dentists are doing ozone irrigation on a tooth that needs a root canal, and they can save, in some cases, not all cases, you know, if it's really bad, it's really bad, it's got to be pulled. But in some cases, they can actually heal that tooth back up. And with the use of silver, it can actually rebuild the tooth. We already use silver, so ozone's kind of a nice caveat to it. We have 2 forms of ozone that we use. The perio switch is amazing. That we use, normally we use just as a normal maintenance 2 to 3 times a week, kind of switch around before you brush. Then you wait, like I usually like start in my morning, I'll do that, and then I'll get in my shower, and then I do my tooth, and then I brush afterwards. So about 5 to 10 minutes in between brushing, or use that midday, be outside your brushing routine, kind of swish. And you can actually swallow it, or you can spit it out. Swallowing it again, there's no benefits, but so there's nothing wrong with swallowing it. But,
so you recommend people swallow it? Do you recommend that?
Yeah,
Okay.
yep, I do. I do myself.
Even this stuff.
Yep.
Both.
Yeah. Super good for you. Yeah, both of them. Yeah.
Is that where
Really
people are
good stuff.
doing things like oxygen therapy, or they're adding extra oxygen to their water, and that
Yes,
is having positive beneficial effects?
That's exactly what ozone does. So now the other product that we use that does ozone is our water bottles. So our water bottles which do hydrogen water, which is kind of, a lot of people are doing that. Hydrogen water is amazing for you. But ours actually do ozone as well. So we have an ozone generator. So you can actually use ozone every day, part of your brushing routine. That's what I do. So when I rinse, or when I rinse my mouth or I drink, I use the ozone to do that. So the ozone does really kind of levels up, the oral mouth, kind of helping your oral mouth, your oral cavity, I should say there. And those are amazing. That, ozone. If you drink ozone, which we recommend, I rinse with it, then drink the rest of it. When you drink ozone, it permeates the blood very quickly. It gets in, it destroys bacteria, germs, viruses, fungus, free radicals as it travels through your blood. But then and incidentally, ozone will melt the outer shell of a cancer. So when it comes in contact with a cancer cell, it literally flakes the hard coating that protects the cancer off.
Bubbles it away.
Yes. And then guess what happens? It turns into oxygen. Guess what cancer's worst nightmare is? Oxygen. You oxygenate cancer, it kills it immediately. Just kills it. So they're actually doing ozone therapy on cancer patients because it does amazing things for them. And even people that have chemotherapy, taking in ozone helps heal the body.
I think it's ozone might kill the cancer. Oxygen might spur cancer, but ozone.
Yeah, I was just going to say something about that, Brian, because my father
oxygen kills cancer. So cancer is literally, the definition of cancer, a cancerous cell is a cell that can uptake oxygen. So when a cell doesn't stop uptaking oxygen, it becomes cancer. That's literally what it is. Then it forms a coating, and that coating actually protects it, and it protects it from oxygen because it doesn't want the oxygen in. The ozone melts the shell, it exposes it, makes it open to oxygen, but the excess oxygen in the blood, it actually destroys the cell because it'll start to uptake oxygen, which will kill cancer. It's literally how it's done.
Yeah, I was trying, because my father had cancer of the pancreas, and as soon as they cut him open, once the oxygen hit, it festered through his entire body.
And it's not necessarily the oxygen that did that. That's a misnomer. Okay, it's that's called metastasizing. So when they open you up, that spreads cancer. It's not necessarily the oxygen that's doing it. They're cutting into the cells of the cancer, which opens the cancer and then spreads it to your body. That's why mammograms, did you know mammograms are
mammograms are terrible.
Yeah, the leading cause of cancer is a mammogram. My God. I mean, if you have a tumor, they smash that thing, and it bursts it ruptures, and then you get cancer.
While irradiating
I think I've had 2 in my whole life, and I learned that lesson.
Yeah, never do that. Thermography is the better way to go. If you do a thermography, you can actually learn more from thermography than you would from a mammogram anyway. It'll literally tell you if you got an infection or cancer or anything. So, and it's less invasive. It's just, so that's the way to go with that.
So Larry, we're in terms of the new earth economy and all that. So is there like an affiliate program? Like, let's say someone falls in love with your stuff and they decide they're going to go to all their dentist friends that they went to dental school but dropped out of, but now they have tons of dental friends and they're beating down their doors. Is there like an affiliate program for that to spread the gospel?
Absolutely. On our website, up at the top, middle-ish or whatever, there's an affiliate link, which you can click on and then fill that out, and we'll make you an affiliate, which you guys have to do, by the way. I think Tony said you guys were going to do
Well,
it.
Tony's
I'll
I'm
do
working
that.
with Tony to get mine up.
I'm
Okay.
gonna do that
But
too.
yeah, I mean, there's
you can set up and
for
get it.
everybody. Yeah.
And we
'cause
also do have like wholesale programs for, like, a dentist that would want to actually stock it, or, to do an affiliate, you don't have to stock it though. So we have 2 programs. So, we're hoping that we are getting more and more dentists actually start to carry our product, which is really great. The periodontists are more open to our product because they really deal with gum and below gum. We're the only product on the market that can go below gum line. So the nanoparticles, silver goes below gum. Silver eradicates gingivitis on contact, so regular use of it, gingivitis can't grow. So they're really into that, even though they're kind of still about fluoride. They're really more about gum tissue than anything, and being able to go below gum is huge for them. And we've had the periodontists that we have had really stellar results with it. So.
Okay, I have some questions. Do you guys want to move into just a few questions?
Yeah,
for you?
please do, and just know that I'm double booked, so I'm available for another 10 minutes.
But we're not going to keep. Yeah.
So, but go ahead, just go ahead, and then keep going if I have to duck out too. But don't stop on my account.
Okay.
Because I appreciate the consumer education, the new earth aspects, getting rid of fluoride out of our system. These are all good things.
Well, and so people need to know, those that are watching, please share this out. Please subscribe to my channel, and also check out Fresh Mouth Club with Larry and Tony. They're partners. This is, a great opportunity for people to look into choosing. This is what I say. We need to start investing, or if we're going to purchase things like toothpaste and other products that we use daily, let's buy from people like Larry and Tony and other small companies, people that are really trying to make a difference on this planet. If we keep paying and buying Colgate or whatever, we're not going to get anywhere. We keep giving them the money, and therefore we are saying, okay, we accept the crap that
we're paying them to poison us, right?
That's right. So we have to
absolutely.
And the truth is, your products are no more expensive than buying a regular tube of toothpaste, unless you go to the dollar store and buy some crap. I mean, it's pure toxic. So
I tell everybody, if you're buying a good quality toothpaste, we're not any more expensive than a good quality toothpaste. I mean, like you said, 99-cent Crest, we can't compete with that, but that is poison, so there is that there.
There's that. Yeah, this won't poison you, and it actually feels a lot better. It tastes a lot better. I will definitely attest to that, because this is like the second or third tube that we've gone through since the conference, because I bought several, like 5 from you guys when I had the chance. Yeah.
Well, you got quite a bit of a household too, Brian, and then of course your wife and your daughter, not yet, but Miss Crystal,
not yet. She's got her teeth coming in still, but when she does, this will be the products we use.
Well, and
incidentally, a lot of people don't realize that on the back of your Crest or Colgate, there's actually an 800 number for poison control.
Yeah,
people don't realize that. Right. Poison control, because if you ingest more than a pea size, you could die.
Mm-hmm.
And believe it or not, kids,
they get sick. They get really sick.
Kids have died from brushing their teeth. That's actually real. Children have died from ingesting toothpaste. That's not hard to do, believe it or not. That's why your true child toothpaste don't usually have toothpaste or fluoride in them, because they'll swallow that stuff. Your bubble gum and your watermelon tastes great, but if that's
people don't tell them.
Yeah,
no one says, "Hey kid, don't swallow. Make sure you don't swallow toothpaste. By the way, it's toxic." Oh, while you go brush your teeth with it and swish around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I also wanted to mention again too that Tony and Larry will be joining us at the Full Disclosure Now conference again in 2025, July 15th through the 18th. And we're excited to have you guys back. And you also will be doing a short presentation or letting people know at the conference about the products that you're selling. So we're excited about that, because for those that may not see this or have no idea, didn't have a chance to get around to you at our last conference in July, this will be a great opportunity. So I'm looking forward to that as well. I have a question. Can you elaborate on the role of the pineal gland in overall health and wellness and how oral care practices can help protect and support it?
Well, by not using fluoride, that would be a big one. And actually, believe it or not, a lot of toothpaste, not only fluoride, that's probably the worst thing. But there are a lot of other things. A lot of companies, even like Tom's, now Tom's is all natural toothpaste. A lot of people think that's a great alternative. Tom's got bought out by Colgate in 2013, so they've changed the formulation multiple times. Currently, they have aluminum in it, which I don't know any good reason why aluminum is in anything that you would ingest or put in your mouth, but it has aluminum, parabens, SLS, which is also bad, and they have a fluorinated version. So not good stuff, and those other chemicals are actually really bad for us as well. So. And a lot of that stuff, again, our mouth is interconnected. A lot of that stuff transmits into our brain. So your fluorides and all of this, the aluminums are getting up in there. I said your pineal gland, there's three things that calcify it. That's the fluoride, that's the big one. Aluminum is the other one, and glyphosates. Glyphosates that's Roundup. So Roundup's in everything. So all of your leafy greens and stuff like that, which we all think is good for us, should be good for us. But all of them are, they spray Roundup on all our crops. All this glyphosate is also actually calcifies our pineal gland as well.
Well, isn't it glyphosate in the vaccines as well? Is that true?
That I'm not sure of, but I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, there's a lot of bad stuff.
Yeah,
it would not surprise me.
There is
aluminum is definitely in there. They do put aluminum.
Yep.
Well,
actually, all vaccines have aluminum in them. And again, I don't know a good reason, but I do know this: when you put aluminum with a protein, so if you put aluminum in a peanut, a peanut protein in there, and you inject that in somebody, they will get a peanut allergy. And if you put milk in aluminum, you'll get a dairy allergy. Why do you think everybody has allergies? When we were kids, you remember at the lunch table not being able to eat peanut butter because little Jimmy had nobody had that. That wasn't a thing, or milk allergies. We didn't have any of that stuff back then. We do now because aluminum causes this stuff with the use of a protein, latex and stuff like that.
Everything,
as well.
Larry. It's in everything. Yeah.
It's horrible. So it's tough to be healthy and try not to be poisoned. Nowadays, it really is. You got to become a label reader, which is kind of ridiculous. It's hard. But yeah, you got to do a lot of research because all this stuff is poisoning us. All I can say is, by refraining, fluoride would be the big one. So you need to get away from fluoride. Toothpaste is an easy one. I mean, we're not the only non-fluoride toothpaste out there, but I think we have a great product. So that's an easy one. The second one would be water. People need to get out of water, man. You need to get reverse osmosis or distillated water. We sell a machine on our website. We have ours is a pretty awesome one. I think if you guys seen it, we had it at the show there. But ours is it's on our website. We have a reverse osmosis, but we also remineralize. So we put the minerals back in the water and then we hydrate it. So it's hydrated water, super beneficial for us. But the big thing is it's removing those chemicals and the fluoride out of it. If you go down towards the bottom, you can find it there. Keep going. All right. There you go, right to the, up a little bit more and over to the right. Nope, that's the bottle, that's the ozone water, but there you go, all the way over to the right, or your left, I guess. There you go. So that's our water. So because we're really big in non-fluorinated. So
is this similar to the Kangen water system, or is it?
So that blows Kangen away. So Kangen, first and foremost, does not take fluoride out of water. All Kangen does is it actually it's alkaline. That's all it does is create alkalinity in the water, and that's kind of all the rage. Everybody's doing alkaline nowadays, and honestly, it's a little overhyped. I mean, they go way overboard. So Kangen, they'll go up to 10, 11, 12% pH balance. There's an ideal level of pH. pH balance. Balance means there's an ideal level. That's 7.2 to 7.8. So, humans as general, we like to think if a little bit's good, a lot must be really good. Yeah, that's not the case. I mean, water's awesome, but we can drown in it too, right? So when you start going over 7.8, you get too much pH. And the thought process there is disease can't grow in a pH environment. Perfect. That's 100% accurate. We want our bodies to be pH. Our blood is very important to be pH balanced.
Like if you're too acidic, it's cancerous.
And or disease, you're going to get disease.
Okay.
But guess what? There's one place in our body that we need to be acidic. Hydrochloric acid is made in our stomach. Has to be. Why? Because we need to digest food. You start dumping 10% pH water in there, it dilutes the acid. You don't digest food properly. So then we have a problem. So they're not actually good for you, and they don't remove fluoride either. So it does not remove that. So in my opinion, everything else is kind of null and void, because if you're not getting the fluoride out, you're not drinking good water. So that's the big thing, and it's too high. You should have, again, 7.2 to 7.8, which is what ours does.
So I have to ask you about that, Larry, because I know for a fact, having looked around, it seems to be very difficult to be able to remove fluoride from water unless you're like reverse osmosising it. So then is your system include reverse osmosis and it's hydrogenating it and adding ozone? Like what does your system do?
So yes, ours is reverse osmosis. So we RO the water, and then when you RO though, you strip everything out, including the good stuff. So you got nothing, which is way better than having the other stuff in there. Believe me, I will drink distilled water any day of the week versus the tap water or anything that has fluoride in it. And actually, distilled water is my go-to when I'm on the road, because it's hard to find bottled water. Believe it or not, the 90% of it has fluoride in it. There's only a couple that I know of that don't. So I'd rather drink distilled. But
great! I've been drinking freaking Cypress Hill when I'm on the road.
And some distilled water.
I drink distilled water all the time. That was all I would drink, and then I heard something about that it's not.
It can leach if you just drink distilled, right? It can leach stuff out of your system. But if you drink distilled, sometimes that can be good from a purification cleanse standpoint.
Right. And
you can add salt, right?
Salt. I was just going to say, put salt in it, and you're good. The salt will give you the minerals back. So, but our unit actually puts the minerals back in it. So we have a remineralization cartridge. We use 18 different rare earth minerals like tourmaline and amethyst and volcanic ash and rock. All this stuff puts that good stuff back in it. Then it hydrates it, so it makes it even better. And then you can even do hot and cold with it. So you can do tea and coffee instantly hot out of ours. So we do way more than Kangen, and we do balance alkalinity to 7.2 to 7.8, which is ideal. So we put pretty much everything into it, and ours doesn't need to be plumbed in, so you don't need a plumber. You can literally fill it up, plug it in, and you're drinking good water. It's right out of your tap, and it converts it right out. So
are they comparable in pricing in terms of like the
we're about half the price. So Kangen's run about
so
$5,000
to $6,000. So you do more, but you cost less.
Yeah.
And then in terms of the machines, like the capacity, so it's kind of like, it's not like you're going to filter all your water, your bath water, your shower water. There's more in your kitchen for your drinking water and your cooking water.
Right.
And then the cartridges, you've got like 3 or 4 cartridges you have to swap out like once a year, depending on the use. Like, what does that look like?
Yeah, it's it holds 6 liters of water, and it removes 2 liters automatically. So that's toxic. That takes out all your fluoride and stuff, and it actually removes that waste. A lot of systems just put it all back in. So we take the waste out, and actually you can smell that, and depending on where you're at, that can smell pretty bad.
Right, you're so glad. Like when you smell the sludge, that the waste that you filtered out, then you're like really happy. Like, wow.
Yeah, then you're like, wow, I was drinking that.
Wait a minute. So I don't understand. So so I'm curious. If it's removing you said 2 liters of the water. Is that what you said?
Yep.
Where does that water go if the machine sits on top of the counter?
So there's a bucket that you fill up. It's split. One side of it is fresh water. The other side is sealed, and it's wastewater. So 6 liters of water, it'll pull that down, and it'll put 2 liters of wastewater in, and then you dump that, obviously. But then what it does, it sucks that water inside the unit, and there's an additional tank in the unit. That additional tank inside will refill as it goes. It's a smaller container, but that's where the hydration takes place. So it pulls the water inside, hydrates it, so you're getting that extra hydrogen, and we have a meter. It actually shows you as it goes up, it gets the full capacity, then it's ready to go. You can do room temperature, you can do cold, so it does a cold feature, and then it has hot, and it has warm as well. So you can do like some of your teas are more of a warm. So it does warm, hot, cold and room temperature.
And it costs half the Kangen
Yes.
while
Yeah,
doing
$29.99.
extra features.
Yeah.
That's
Kangens
amazing.
run between 5,000 and 6,000. Ours is about $3,000, a little under.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And yeah,
Well,
this is excellent information. And it's definitely broadening my horizons in terms of like your other products beyond the toothpaste. And I just want to say that I really appreciate you and Tony's presence at our first conference, and
yes.
I'm so glad to have you back again, and many more.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, it was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed it. It was very informative. You had some great speakers there. We had a lot of fun, yeah, we're looking forward to your next one. So we
look for, yes, we're planning on
on
doing business with you guys, hoping to bring y'all on. I think Tony may have mentioned to you our meeting with Brian, so
Yeah.
we won't get into that here, but we are looking forward to that. And we have created a tier 1, 2, and 3 for sponsorship. So we'll be in touch soon. We've already created that, and we'll be able to go over that. Maybe you can join us with Tony on our next meeting, and then we can move forward, hopefully with whatever you guys decide you want to do. But
absolutely.
I'm not going to keep you either, Larry, because Brian's getting ready to leave, and I think we've covered a lot just in an hour. I mean, so much was said in freaking an hour. It's 7:05. Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know that we need to stay on much longer. I thank you for joining me and Brian on Cosmic Brew, and we'll definitely be in touch. I'm looking forward to getting my toothpaste from Tony. He said he'll get that taken care of for me, and
Absolutely.
I'm going to add my affiliate link to my website in hopes that I can reach more people. Yes, I'm happy to earn a little extra money, but more importantly, I'm happy to see people using products that will benefit them and their health, and make some different changes, so that they are feeling good. Because
and I'm going to look at your system. I'm going to look at your water system now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, take a look. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So good with that.
Thank you both. Thank you, Brian. Guys, go to Full Disclosure Now. You see below, I have the banner going. Buy your early bird tickets. That ends December 31st.
Yep. www.fulldisclosuremovement.org.
That's right. Ends December 31st, and then it will go to regular price. So please take advantage of it while you can. And
you guys got to go. I'm telling you, anybody that hasn't made it there, it's an amazing event. So Brian did an awesome job, especially being your first time. Really stellar. Yeah, you did great.
Yeah.
Can't imagine what this year's going to be.
Well, I'll take some credit for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Without a doubt.
Yeah.
For sure. 100%.
But he does. He has a great team, and we all support him, and everybody is cheering him on and cheering us on. And
yeah, we've got a great team.
Best. Yeah,
we have a very good team.
So, okay, guys, you both have a fantastic evening. Happy holidays to everybody. Make sure you go to the Fresh Mouth Club. Check them out. Everything's in it has Tony's, I think, bio, and the website link is in the description box for anybody that may have a problem finding it. You shouldn't. It's very easy. I pull it up. Yep. And Brian, have a fantastic evening. Larry, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Yep.
Bye, guys.
Have a wonderful night, everyone. Very good.
You too. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Very good.
Take care.
All right. Okay. I'm going to end this.